It's 935 KDAY, your girl CeCe Romeo. We got my homeboy in the studio, Lil Eazy-E.
Yeah, man.
What's going on with y'all? What's going on?
Y'all probably know him from growing up hip-hop.
I know him from rocking the stage, Crush School, right?
What?
Right.
Yes,
Who's in the
indeed.
parking
Yes,
lot, you was
indeed.
shutting it down.
I appreciate it. Yes, indeed.
Man, love for you, bro.
I appreciate that, brother. It's always love.
Much love, and you just, I love seeing the success that you've been going through, because I watch you on Growing Up Hip Hop. I just spent like 20 minutes in the green room talking to him about the whole show. Yes, I love it. And you're on there. Your sister Remarkable's on there as well.
Yes, yes.
And I just love the fact that there's a certain episode with, there was like I don't want to call it a falling out, but there was a situation that happened between the Brat, between Miss Deborah,
Yeah.
and also too between your sister Remarkable. And you came on and you gave her such solid advice. And when I was watching the show, I was like, man, he has such a head on his shoulders.
Appreciate that.
And that was
Appreciate
one,
that.
I want to say, aspect that I really didn't see, because we haven't had these deep conversations. So when I saw it, I was like, man, you really got, you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
really got your head screwed on straight. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Oh, so I appreciate you acknowledging it. Yeah, a lot of it, people don't know that, thinking you're born and raised in Compton, you just some thugdified, nonsense individual. But no, I was raised right by my grandmother, my father's mother. You know what I mean? So that just comes with growth and experience that you could give off to your siblings to do the right thing in life.
And when you got that call to do the show, like, how'd you feel about it? Was it something like, okay, I'm definitely with it?
Oh, good question, Rom. I didn't, because I got offered to do Love and Hip Hop so much since I had a connection to the Monique's girl, which I don't know if people who kind of follow me knew the situation with her story and me and her dealing with each other when we were young. And so she hit me a lot, telling me Mona wanted you. And I'm like, I'm not into reality, you know what I mean, reality TV. And we had a pilot for a show with my brothers and sisters. So we did one where they were all just letting the world know about themselves, how we grew up without our father, what we went through, how the girls wanted to do investigation on my father's death. And it was with E1. And then from that point on, which Tari Turner is my cousin, who's a creator of Growing Up Hip Hop, he said, you know what? They've been wanting you since they started. Let's jump you on here and kind of push you off to, a possible runoff, so you could bring in piece by piece your brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
So then I said, you know what? Come on, you know what I mean? There's a point in time in my life I said, you know what? I'll do this, for the family and for just another stage in life, experience in TV world.
Yeah.
So then I did that. I'm on 3 seasons now with them. And then I pulled my sister in. She's being in Atlanta. And then, so the growth, the tree got to start from somewhere,
Yeah, that's a good move.
Yeah,
right there.
trying to, brother, trying to.
I've always wondered, I look at it, you know what I mean, just with a bird's eye point of view, like you guys being in this industry, we talked about it, you're born into this industry.
Yeah,
you're born
yeah,
into the hip hop culture just because of who your father was, and he's the legend himself. Do you feel like sometimes him being such a legend and carrying that legacy, like it gets a little heavy for you at times? Because I'm sure people look at you and they're like, they want you to be just like your father.
Yeah, yeah. You go through that in life. You go through that in the earlier stages. And I did when I was signed to Virgin. I was signed to Black Ground Universal. And when I went through like record deal after record deal and, A&R after A&R and, individuals trying to sit there and stretch you to do this, I came out raw and hard, you feel what I'm saying? And felt that way that I needed to, you know what I'm saying? So at that time, it was kind of tough. And then I sat back and I said, you know what? I'm cool with this music, and I started working with Ruthless Records with my stepmother, Tamika, and learned a lot more of it. So in early stage of my career, it was, and I felt that. Now it's just like, my first goal in this was not to sit here. I cannot duplicate what my father did.
Right.
That's one and only, you feel what I'm saying? I can't duplicate the group, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the individual he was. I'm his son. You feel what I'm saying? All I want to do is make sure the shoes that he wore is dusted off and fresh and still sitting there and you still acknowledge them. They still in the box and you can view them. That's all I want to do. I don't want the acknowledgement for myself. I just want you to remember, who started this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So after I grew to understand that and get that out to individuals, it's like, well, cool, I ain't got to explain nothing to nobody else. I ain't trying to, the weight's off. You feel what I mean? I'm just going to have to push for daddy how I want to push for it. You don't like it? Oh, well. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you asked that. I was talking to my boy yesterday. His name is Didi back in St. Louis. Got this band. What up, Dirty Mugs? Anyway, he was like, man, when you think of Lil E, And Eazy-E, he compared that to Michael Jordan, his son.
Yeah.
And you know how legendary.
What?
The
Yeah.
pressure on his son to be a basketball player like
Right.
his dad,
Yeah.
he fell short of that.
Yeah.
He's like, but this dude got his own lane and he created that.
Appreciate
and he
it,
wanted me to ask how you survived that. So I'm glad you asked that, CeCe, man.
Yeah. I just, the naysayers, it is what it is. I just want to keep his legacy going. I'm only him, I was raised by his mother. You feel what I'm saying? Raised in Compton, California, in the same house. So it's like I get all the, you trying too hard to be him. Check this out. I'm
I
his
don't
son.
have to try. That's my dad.
For real, you feel what I'm saying? Well, who your daddy? What you don't like your father? You feel what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You don't like representation. What your father? He wasn't doing a good job. You feel what I'm saying?
Wow.
So you know what I mean? Like my son. I got a son. His name's Eric Wright III, and I gotta watch myself. I might sag at the house. So one time he was like, "Mommy, I want to wear my pants like my daddy." I said, "Oh no, I got to clean this up."
Yeah.
He just wants, any son that wants to sit here, have a good
true.
father. You just want to sit here and emulate what your father does and do it. It's just natural. You know what I mean? So as far as career wise, I don't look at it like I can be that. I could take it and skyrocket it. No, I'm just going to keep it relevant that you know where it was.
Yeah, where it came from and who started this gangster
New
shit.
single
talk.
coming called Who Your Daddy. Hey man, but that whole father-son situation, like I got Malachi, he's 6,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
love my ink. But he
Yeah.
always asks me, Dad, how old do I have to be before I can get me
Real
some ink
talk.
like
My
you?"
boy's 6'2",
And it's
yeah.
hard, man. That's a hard conversation to have because
real
I don't
talk.
wanna, man.
When they get that age, man, start
Malachi,
asking you questions.
When you're grown and you move out and you have your
Come
own
on.
apartment or
for
your own
real,
place,
for real,
you
for
can
real.
do it.
You can do it.
Yeah. My little one's 6 as well, man. Yeah.
Well, I like that you come here today, man, because tomorrow we're gonna be putting it together for the whole city to come
Yes.
out.
Oh, I appreciate
And,
that,
what I'm saying?
brother.
We want to invite KDAY Nation. Let's talk about what you're gonna do for your dad.
Oh yeah. So what we did, I had a shouts out to Cemetery Tim. He reached out to me because it was always speculation. Individuals, if you really Eazy fan, you follow his obituary. So you see, he's born in 1964. On the tombstone, it was 1963. There's a lot of complications, in personal with the family of how that situation would happen. So it was always a thing for my sisters to want to sit here and change that and do something. I do the music, I go and perform, I do everything. So he hit me and I'm like, you know what? Let me just, I'm gonna send you to somebody. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna, acknowledge it from you. Here, I'm gonna send you to somebody. So as a brother, I wanted my sister. It's always been something heavy on her mind. So I said, you know what? Contact my sister Erica, and I let her do it and everything. I'm just supporting her. So I want to give credit to her, Erica Wright, my father's daughter, and she got it all done. She fixed it up, gave it more creativity to his tombstone, his grounded tombstone, and fixed the date. So what we're gonna do on his birthday is we're gonna unveil that to all his fans in the world, and it's a surprise to me. I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it at all?
No. She told me, it's like, I don't want to show you. I said, okay. I'm cool with that. I'll be just as surprised, when I see it. I
And I
want
can
her to feel it.
understand why it would be so heavy on your sister because, for girls, we're daddy's little girls.
Yeah, real talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they took it the hardest. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They still hold on to it. You know what I mean? As a brother, just as I try to give it to Ree, just give them knowledge on just growth in life, and then because I'm the next thing to it. If she's going through something, she ain't got no daddy to run to. She got a brother. So you know what I mean? I just try to give it all to her because they took it the hardest, the girls. And I have 4 girls, so I understand how it is. You know what I mean? Growing up without your father. You know what I mean? Your mother could teach you a lot, but that father gives you guidance to certain, things that you don't want to go through in life.
Right.
And yeah, I'm sorry. And so I just let her do her thing. And I said, hey, I'm just supporting you. This is what you could do for your father, because she's not in the limelight. She doesn't want to be. She doesn't do any music. So it's like, I'm in the background, but let me do something for, hey, there you go, baby. You got it.
That's dope.
Ain't no good questions asked. You got it.
Oh, man. Shout out to Erica. She knows how to move mountains. You know
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
What?
Okay.
Oh, my goodness. You meet her. Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
So is there a meeting place or a time like that people should get there?
Yeah,
Or how's that work?
To the fans, 12 o'clock. It's right off. You know where Rose Hill is. It's the front entrance. And what you do is you go up the long hill, and it's going to be a left on Lupine Lawn. You know what I mean? Everybody knows where certain lawns and spots are. It's on Lupine Lawn. So you're going to make a left on Lupine Lawn, and it's going to be right to the top where that top tree starts in the curve of the mountain dip. Okay. So it's Lupine Lawn.
Oh man, I can't listen. I'm gonna be there. My father's buried in Rose Hills
that's
as
well,
well.
yeah.
So I'm gonna stop by and drop flowers off to Daddy, and then I'm gonna go pay respects to yours.
Appreciate that.
And so I'm
Appreciate
excited.
that.
We're gonna get everybody to come out. All of KDAY Nation. Make sure you guys come out.
Yeah.
Wear your Eazy-E shirt, your
Rock it.
Eazy-E hat.
Yes,
rock
indeed.
it. Represent him.
Yes, indeed.
I
Yes,
cannot
appreciate
wait
it.
for this.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is amazing.
Yes,
this
it
is
is.
yeah. You have no idea how important your father is to this radio station.
Appreciate it. Well,
You
You know,
Yes,
you might have an idea growing up
Yeah,
in LA and
yeah,
Compton, knowing what
yeah.
KDAY is to the city, but hear it from us, the people that speak on this station every single day. Your father, he's one of the main artists that we play, and this still gets requests, and people still want to hear him and still bump him, and it's just crazy how much love the city has for your father.
Appreciate that very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That's love.
And in turn of that, having that love and that respect for Eazy, that falls and bleeds onto you guys because you are his children, and he would love and want us to have the utmost respect for his
Yeah,
children.
I appreciate that. There
You
you go.
know,
Yeah.
and I know that, I acknowledge that. So I just love what you're doing,
I appreciate
and
That's
I love that you're on
CeCe.
Growing Up
I
Hip
appreciate
Hop.
That's love, sweetheart.
That's
I
dope, man.
appreciate
Got the family
Yes.
involved. Like,
Yeah,
that's a good
yeah.
look, man.
Erica's also she did a couple episodes last year, and she's on some episodes this year as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
How they feel with the camera being there? Like, do they know how to be like, oh, I'm gonna play it off, or do they still have that little?
Oh no, yeah. My sister, they gonna still have that. And I gotta whisper to him like, hey, check this out. You got a mic on us, but you can't do this and don't do this, and don't reference it like this. You know what I mean? It's not like the camera's there. We just doing us.
Yeah.
So I gotta school him a little bit, but it's fun though. It's fun.
I know.
I mean, it is, and I mean, let me just tell you, Growing Up Hip Hop, Bow Wow got a lot going on.
Oh,
You know what I'm
very
saying?
much. Well, very much. Very
Bow Wow
much.
got too much going on.
Very
always
much.
something
Yeah.
going on with him.
Something going on with him. I love it. So make sure you guys
yes.
watch it. When can they
Yep.
catch you on Growing Up Hip Hop?
Oh, we come on this fall, but I'm also I just got off the Atlanta season, and all blessed to God, I'm also on the New York season. I got an episode on there with Flavor Flav and his son that I got to meet and have a good experience with. And we come on Growing Up Hip Hop LA, the original. We call ourselves the OG Growing Up Hip Hop. So we start in the fall.
Okay.
Yeah, on Thursdays on WeTV. Thursday nights on WeTV.
So when you guys have the premiere of it, are you going to have this big showing?
Yeah. We
Are
always
we
usually
invited?
do. Of course, yeah. Just tell me.
you
Yeah,
come back
we
here and
usually
we can
do.
talk about it again.
Oh,
man.
most
You got the
definitely,
key,
most
man.
definitely.
You built this station. Your
Yeah.
family built it.
Yeah,
dog.
your family
Appreciate
built
it.
it.
Appreciate it.
You grandfathered in.
Appreciate
You know what
it.
I'm saying?
Appreciate it very much.
How
I
can
love
they
it.
follow your journey, man, with everything going on with you, man? How
Oh
can they follow
man, usually I'm active on my Instagram, man. But I'm touring. I shows. I did a few movies. I kind of like that. You know what I mean? I did Master P. Of course, he's on there with Romeo, his son Romeo, and Master P. So they gave me the blessings of playing a little role, and I got the hookup too.
Okay.
So on my Instagram, at Lil Eazy_E.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And eazye Jr. on Twitter. You know what I mean? And it's just all me. It's nobody else. It's me when I'm sitting down, running around with my son or something and answering questions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can I ask you really quick? When you meet people and they know who your father is and they talk to you about your father, what is the one thing that you see that people are always, you hear that people are always saying about your father? Like the one thing they tell you all the time?
Oh man, just how real he was and how much he cared for. I mean, that's the most touching one is things that people probably don't know, how much he cared for the individuals outside and not just his family. He did a lot. I was just telling me and Flavor was just talking about it as far as just a lot of behind the scenes things that he has done. You know what I mean? As far as like with his artists, like cocaine, he paid for his children's, surgery at time, paid for DOC surgery to where he still can talk. You know what I mean? Did charities for kids, helped out individuals' kids, and did things where they weren't able to or didn't have the funds to take care of or anything drastic that they had to do for their children. My father stepped in and helped out for that. So he was just, you know what I mean? Those individuals that know that touches me because it's like, people don't know the end of that side of him. Like he loved children. He loved helping every individuals. You know what I'm saying? He was just, a giving person.
And Busy Bone was not too long ago, and he said how like one time after the album dropped, he was depressed, and your dad was like, "What's up, man? I got kids at home." He's like, "Look, take this money, go home, handle your business.
There you
come
go.
back, let's go to work."
That's
He said it
great
was nothing
example.
for him.
Yeah.
That's pops. Yes, indeed.
Wow,
yeah.
love that story.
I do too. When he said that to us, I was like, what? Like I would have never known
Yeah,
had he not
yeah.
said it.
Man,
Yeah.
go handle that.
Real talk. That's pops. Yeah.
Wow.
Can I ask
don't wanna
you, because now that I got you in the studio, I love your father. I'm such a huge fan. Like, you have no idea. And I want to know, and I always ask people that got to know who Eazy-E was or hung out with them. You know, I never got that chance to meet him. So I always ask him, like, how was he? Like, tell me something about him. I want to know. Like, I didn't know when I watched the Straight Outta Compton movie, I didn't know he was funny.
Oh yeah.
No, I had no
Pops was
idea.
hilarious. That was one thing. Is like I always loved is when we got together as family. What he used to do is he used to come. I was born and raised in the same house with his mother. Every holiday or when he's in town, we'll come and we'll all be there. So it was like, man, it was just like, Def Jam comedy, Def Comedy Jam, sitting there and listen to him crack jokes on everybody. He was very athletic. He could sit here and do a double backflip as short his little short self. He could sit here and flip just off vert. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He could skateboard. He do all kind of things. He was outgoing. He was a Virgo, of course. So, you know what I mean? He was just fearless, you know what I mean? But he's very funny. Very funny.
Yeah, I had no idea until the movie. Then I was like, damn it, I didn't even realize he was funny like that.
Crack jokes on everything. Very funny.
Now, going back to that, I know that there's been certain movies coming out that have portrayed your father, but is there anything that the kids are doing? Because I would love to see something from you guys, because you guys know him the best. You guys know the inside. You guys know stories that nobody's ever heard of. Is there something that you guys are going to do to, you know what I mean, some type of documentary, some type of movie coming out?
Yeah. It's so funny you said that. Yes, indeed. We have a documentary I'm actually working on now. So with the invite, I will come back and drop that on you guys.
Will
and
you
let
come
you guys
to us first?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Because your dad loved KDAY.
Yes, indeed. I sure will.
Okay, I had to pull the card.
Yes,
Put that pressure on him. Put that pressure on him.
Well, ain't that at all. I'm definitely coming. Y'all family. Yes, and I'll come back and preview that to you guys, as well as other things that I have going on. And yes, it's all the siblings that's doing it together.
Man, listen, make sure you guys get out there tomorrow. We're talking about Rose Hills Memorial Park and Mortuary, the unveiling of Eazy-E's Tombstone. I'm excited. We're going to be there, and we're going to represent. So make sure you guys get out there. Go to our KDAY Instagram at 935 KDAY. You guys can see all the details, and they can check out your Instagram for all the details as well,
indeed.
right?
Yes, they can.
Little underscore Eazy-E?
Little Easy underscore E.
Oh, Little Easy underscore E.
Little
Easy
lowercase underscore E, yes.
My man.
I want to ask you, how important is KDAY to LA?
How important is KDAY to LA? Well, I'm off the rip. KDAY is LA. That's how I can say. That's how I really can say.
Yeah.
KDAY is LA. So LA, how important is it? KDAY is LA.